Hi, thanks for watching a new video blog today from Rome, Italy. Remove your bread. As I walked here over the market, there's a little market here, I see that many families and people had their lunch. And of course they were all eating some form of sandwich. Or maybe a pizza, which is basically the same as a sandwich. Bread with something on top of it, cheese or some cold meats. It's interesting to me because they eat a sandwich always with something like cheese or cold meats on it. And so basically they, and with butter. So basically they're not doing it all wrong. They know that somehow they need fats, animal fats and animal proteins, and because they're very nutritious. But of course, eat a whole package of salami or cheese will be too much for them and also too expensive. Bread is basically an economical decision. Most people cannot afford to eat a full package of 100 grams of salami every day, or maybe they think that it's too expensive. So that's why they choose to divide it over multiple sandwiches, and basically the bread is a filler, nothing more than that. But if you know how damaging bread can be to your gut and also to your health, it raises your blood sugar extremely. It has about 70 grams of carbohydrates per 100 grams, so it's mostly carbohydrates, and it's very hard for your body to digest. You get stomach problems, you get digestive problems, so I don't see the point in eating it. Sure, it tastes good. I can imagine it tastes nice. It helps because it's sugar. It helps to make it more edible, maybe, or to give you the feeling that you eat more than just a few 100 grams of salami or cheese. Sure, I get it. It's not strange that it's common eaten food because people enjoy it, because the taste is somehow good. Well, I admit it tastes good, but I know when I know the after effects, when I know what it does to my body, I don't want to eat it anymore. I didn't want to eat it because I knew it was 70% sugar. Your gut gets destroyed. People with gluten allergies are, for example, the people that suffered from bread. Also, mentally you will get a lot of problems because if you smell the smell of bread, it's delicious, it's good, but that is also with glue, for example. For me, bread is always a sort of gluey smell. It smells good, but also it has something that smells too good. When I smell cooked meat, it smells good until certain points. Also, when you very much, if you cook your meat too much, it doesn't, the smell is not good anymore. So anyway, but I see that people are all eating bread in any form, but it's just basically the same bread. And I think if you remove the bread and just eat the salami with butter, the cheese with butter, it's not that hard, it's not that difficult. It's an easy way of having a lunch. You don't even have to prepare it yourself. You can just go buy it and just take off a piece of cheese or a piece of meat, salamis, or prosciutto, or any other bacon, whatever. The best is to keep it raw, so not prepared bacon. There's also, they sell now cooked bacon, like fried bacon. Better is to have it raw or uncooked. And you're just basically doing the same. You don't have to change that much. People think that the primal diet is extremely difficult and extremely complex to handle. They say, oh, how do you do it with your lunch? Well, you just eat the same without the bread. You make a hamburger without the bread. You buy salami without the bread. It's just even easier to do because you don't need a knife to cut the bread. You don't need to have another bag. It's just very simple. So it's interesting when I see people eating bread here all around. Look, in this nice market in Rome. It's very nice. I like it because there's trees. There's not many trees in Rome because they decided that nature is not that doesn't suit in a civilization. So they cut off all the trees. Only this sad-looking pair of trees is standing there, and behind me is some castle. But people are doing basically already, most of them do partly already a primal diet. They eat the meat, they eat the cheese, they eat the butter. Of course, it's very important to eat full cream butter, no margarine, no processed butters, no fake butters. Of course, full cream butter is the best and is the most natural to have. So it's interesting that bread is now so commonly known as a food. And basically it's not really a food, it's just something that we created. We created the grains by selecting them, by growing them, by cutting down a lot of trees and by plunging the soil into basically nothingness, and then to grow these grains that we created. And then by constantly tweaking the grains, making them bigger, making them grow faster, now we are able to have this grain. And this grain first needs to dry. We need to then squash it really hard, because we cannot eat the grains just like this. We need to pulverize it really strongly. You need windmills that were doing this basically. Before, people were just doing this the whole day with their tools. They're just smashing the grains. Then you have a powder. This powder you need to add water to and yeast, and then you need to let it yeast for a while. Then you need an oven, so not a fire. No, you need an oven to put the bread in. Yeah, you make this slimy bowl with water and just a big floppy, slimy bowl, and you put it in the oven, and then you need to wait for a long time until it's ready, and then it's all brown. So basically it means that there's some carcinogenic materials on it, in it, and then you need a knife to cut it, and then you can eat it, but you still have to put something on it, because without anything on it, bread doesn't really taste that delicious, that tasty. So you do what you want to do, but I'm just amazed that people are so close to living a primal diet nowadays, that it's funny that they still eat bread. I don't know why people eat bread. They're also obese, they're fat, because they eat all this bread. They still keep eating the bread. Even though they're fat, they think, oh yeah, I need to eat bread. It's strange. To me, remove the bread, be healthier. It's easy. You just have to, in the morning, even if you're not doing my kind of diet, you can still do it in a normal way. You eat eggs in the morning, you eat enough some cheese and some cold meats, and then in the night you eat your meats. And I don't eat vegetables, but say you want to be normal, you just eat some vegetables with it, and you remove the potatoes, the rice, and the pasta. This is not very uncommon to do so, because you could say I'm on a low-carb diet. That's how I got away with it many years. I say a low-carb diet, people understood it, but when I say primal diet, there's of course confused. So remove your bread, and you're one step closer to doing the primal primitive diet. That was it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Maria gewoon letterlijk met 4 benen in plaats van 2 benen. En